What's good, y'all? This your boy blakghi92. Now, for this afternoon, I'm going to do a reaction to a Matthew Santoro video titled 10 Most Disturbing Films Ever Made. Shout out to the person who gave me this video to react to. So I'm going to see what this countdown is looking like in about 3, 2, 1. And by the way, I'll be looking up these type of videos in my spare time, but I do appreciate the reaction requests, though, because I do enjoy these type of countdowns. Keep them coming.
Oh, you thought the bodies in your favorite horror movie were fake? You probably thought your favorite creepy movie was made of special effects and fake blood and bodies. But the truth is, some directors have done the unthinkable to make their creations as realistic as possible.
Oh yeah, they really have.
Some of them are a bit too real. The 10 most disturbing films ever made. Number 1 is Cannibal Holocaust.
Easily.
One of the most truly.
Now, I figure he's gonna put Cannibal Holocaust at number 1 because that film is hella disturbing. Like, I'm gonna let him explain it though. I'm gonna let him explain it as to why.
Disturbing films ever made, as it turns out, took it a bit too far. So far, in fact, that some lives were really lost. Released on February 7th, 1980, Cannibal Holocaust is an Italian horror film directed by Ruggero Deodato. The movie became the subject of controversy over the incredibly realistic and truly graphic violence throughout the 96-minute runtime.
Ooh, yeah,
Deodato
very brutal.
Was actually arrested shortly after the film premiered due to many people believing that some actors actually died on camera, mostly because the violence appeared to be really happening. He was later cleared, but the movie was still banned in multiple countries. Despite the actors surviving making the film, it turns out that it was in fact the animals that really suffered.
Yeah, that
with
sucked.
Much of the brutality towards them actually committed. Number 2 is Pink Flamingo.
I'll add something else too. Like, it sucked that the animals had to die in that movie because it was. I felt that wasn't necessary. Like, even though the amount of times I did watch it, it wasn't necessary for the animals to be killed, actually be killed on camera. So,
initially released on March 17th, 1972,
I've yet to see this movie.
Pink Flamingos is a disgusting movie created by John Waters, who produced, wrote, shot, edited, and directed it, likely because nobody else wanted in on its creation. The self-proclaimed American comedy follows a drag queen character named Babs Johnson, who must defend her title as the filthiest person alive against a few other people who, for some bizarre reason, really want to steal it from her. In one incredibly disgusting scene, characters consume dog feces, a prop that has, since then, been confirmed to have been 100% real. That's right, the actors ate real dog feces on camera. Number 3 is Visitor.
That is just nasty, but that is nasty. I think I heard Spooky Rice mention this when he did his breakdown of like Pink Flamingo. By the way, if you haven't checked out his channel, check out his channel. He does little breakdowns of disturbing movies and such as well. But yeah, that I heard mention the same thing that the actor that stars as Divine actually ate real dog poop. That is just nasty, and it was ballsy as well, bold yet nasty. Cause I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. But hey, some people out there are willing to go to that next level though.
Q. Produced with a budget of only $60,400, Visitor Q was released on March 17th, 2001, and contains everything that you'd expect from a film to make this list. This Japanese black comedy / drama / horror film by director Takashi Miike delves into the dark, incestual lives of a truly sick family through the use of the popular found footage gimmick that we saw from the Blair Witch Project. Crafted to resemble a low-budget documentary, Visitor Q includes scenes of rape, prostitution, drug use, and even necrophilia, all committed by members of...
I gotta sit through this damn commercial. But the pizza does look good, I will add. I gotta sit through another commercial. I hate these damned commercials. But by the way, I have seen Visitor Q, like I think it was like 3 or 4 different times, and it's everything that old dude just described it as well.
All committed by members of this family.
Yeah, that family is fucked
other
up.
Members of the family and the infamous Visitor Q. But in one truly stomach-churning scene, the father, Kyoshi, comments on how easy it was for him to physically have sex with a corpse due to something corpses naturally do soon after dying, the voiding of their bowels.
That scene right there was unintentionally funny right there. He was in there just going in. So he's reaching down, saying, "Oh, it's getting wet." He put his hands out. We felt the wetness. He saw his hands. Like, this isn't Miracle Life. This is shit. That is such a unintentionally funny scene right there. Even though it was morbid as such, it's just how it played out. He thought like the dead body was getting wet, but it was like pooping. It was pooping though. He thought, oh boy. Oh man, you gotta see the film for yourself. If you can stomach through the scenes that old dude just described in this video, if you can't do that and have a weak stomach, then yeah, this film will have you just laughing at the absurdity of everything that goes down.
Is I Spit on Your Grave. Written, produced, directed, and edited by Mir Zarchi, I Spit on Your Grave was released on November 22nd of 1978 and was almost immediately met with controversy, most notably due to its incredibly graphic violence and a far too long scene involving a sexual assault. Also known as Day of the Woman, what makes this film even more disturbing is that the victim of the sexual assaults turns things around on her attackers by seducing them and mutilating each of them in grotesque ways. In one scene, after burying an axe in a man's back, she used the motorized propeller of a small boat's engine to disembowel another. This movie is considered by many, including critics such as Roger Ebert, to be one of the worst films ever made. Number 5 is Guinea Pig. Flowers
I've heard of these
Flesh
films
and
right there.
Blood. This film is actually one in a 6-part film series out of Japan called Guinea Pig. This dark and graphic series was produced by Hideshi Hinro, who also starred in and directed the film. The second film in the Guinea Pig series, Flowers of Flesh and Blood, was released on November 30th, 1985. This movie follows Hinro as he dresses as a samurai, drugs a woman, and then kidnaps her. At his home, the man then cuts her into pieces and adds them to his collection of body parts. This movie is so realistically gruesome that actor Charlie Sheen, the tiger-blooded wizard himself, was convinced that the murder was real. He was so disturbed that he notified the FBI about the killing soon after seeing it in the early 90s. Though no charges were ever actually filed, some people still believe that the producer should be arrested over making something so horrific. Number 6 is Caligula.
Wow. That's crazy how a film can be like that, so looks so realistic, and their special effects gets even some of the biggest actors is all worried and calling the FBI and shit instead of just doing the investigation. Instead of like looking into it, I just lost my train of thought, but it's crazy how it got Charlie Sheen wanted to call the police on dude. And the whole he goes, damn, I just lost my train of thought again, but that's crazy. That's crazy though. That shows how much impact some of these films have. They'd be on the FBI list or banned and like banned from certain countries and such. Have to look for them and only be discovered years later.
This film is one of the most widely known disturbing films in existence, partly because of the fact that there are multiple well-known actors in it, including Dame Helen Mirren, Peter O'Toole, and Malcolm McDowell, who starred as the main character. Considered to be a pornographic historical drama, Caligula is an Italian-American film directed by Tinto Brass. Initially released on August 14th, 1979, this movie is still, to this day, banned in multiple countries due to its graphic content, which includes graphic, unsimulated sex scenes and hardcore nudity. Additionally, a number of critics have claimed that the film is incredibly negative, offering no saving scenes of happiness of any kind, which just adds to how disturbing it is. The controversy should come as no surprise when you hear that the film was the first and only one produced by the gentleman's magazine Penthouse. In fact, most of the real sex scenes involve Penthouse pets as extras. Number 7 is Martyrs.
Ooh, I've seen Martyrs.
Released in May of 2008 at the Cannes Film Festival and September 3rd, 2008 globally, Martyrs is a French-Canadian thriller from the mind of writer-director Pascal Laugier. Martyrs takes viewers to a very dark place.
It really does.
Harsh subjects like psychological torture, physical torture, graphic violence, suicide, and mental illness. Considered a good example of the new era of French horror, the film tells the story of two girls, Anna and Lucy, on the run from people who had Lucy locked up and repeatedly abused her. Lucy believes that she's being pursued by a ghoul, so she breaks into random families' homes and kills all the occupants.
Man, she just starts smoking motherfuckers in there too.
It becomes even darker as the ghoul becomes persistent and Lucy ends up committing suicide. The other girl, Anna, is eventually captured by a cult and skinned alive as a type of sacrifice in what proved to be the most stomach-wrenching scene in this film.
It is. It was.
Number 8 is Necromantic.
It will have you just
Now we're going
cringing.
to reach the sickest of the sick. In fact, this movie makes almost anyone who watches it or hear of it physically ill. One of the characters in this movie actually dies after being accidentally shot during the beginning of the movie, but that didn't stop him from being in all of the sex scenes that came after it. Released on November 1st, 1987, this West German horror exploitation film was co-written and directed by Jörg Buttgereit and contains a fairly simple plot. A man brings home a fresh corpse for he and his sicko girlfriend to play with. In this truly disturbing film, a man who cleans up dead bodies decides to bring home a corpse of a gardener, which his girlfriend uses to please herself in very graphic ways. But you may be wondering, how does she pull this off? Well, with a steel pole inserted inside of the man's body. The film also contains scenes where the girlfriend bathes in blood, a rabbit is graphically slaughtered, and Rob kills himself as he pleases himself. Number 9 is Salo. This film is widely regarded as the most disgusting movie of all time.
I've heard.
Also known as 120 Days of Sodom, Salo was first released in Italy on November 22nd, 1975, though only a handful of countries allow it in their theaters. This Italian-French horror film was unleashed on the world under the guise of being an art piece. The movie is apparently a journey through the dark
art piece. He did quotation marks there. I heard I seen this film mentioned in different countdowns from horrible reviews, also Spooky Rice, how they describe the film as such, and yeah, it's up there. It's definitely earning of its title. I haven't seen the film myself. I'm actually interested in sitting through it. I heard some other YouTuber mention how it's somehow a commentary on like society, I guess. Like, I don't know. Based on some of the clips I've seen, I don't know. But I'm willing to sit through it though.
A journey through the darkest places in the filmmaker's mind. And that darkness includes teenagers being brutally tortured, both physically and mentally, graphic nudity, and horrific violence. The scenes are so realistic, it had many viewers believing that the producers had the actors actually mutilated. Like others on this list, Salo is still banned in a number of countries. In this case, though, it was mostly due to the fact that almost all the unsettling occurrences seemed to happen to actors younger than 18 years old.
Oh,
Salo's
that.
director, Pierpaolo Pasolini, was murdered just 3 weeks before the art piece was released, and the circumstances surrounding his death are a mystery even today.
Yeah, people still haven't found out what actually killed. The Human Centipede.
Of all of the films on this list, The Human Centipede has the honor of being the one you've most likely already heard of.
Yep, and seen it.
Written, produced, and directed by Tom Six, this vomit-inducing horror film was released on August 30th, 2009, and went on to make all of us gag at simply hearing the premise.
Yeah.
In the movie, Dr. Joseph Heider, a twisted ex-surgeon who used to specialize in separating conjoined twins, wants to make his fantasy a reality. His fantasy being a series of human beings sewn together, mouth to anus, to form a disgusting chain that he calls the human centipede. He obtains volunteers by drugging and kidnapping 3 tourists, 2 being American and 1 Japanese. Soon after, he goes to work assembling his creation. He pulls this off, and his success makes most of the audience quite ill.
Yeah, it did.
Especially when the man at the front of the chain suddenly needs to defecate.
Ooh.
So, those were the 10 most disturbing films of all time. However, there is one more film that you need to know about.
Okay,
there is a movie
let it rip.
called a Serbian film.
Oh, the
theme
Serbian
and
film.
contents of this film are so dark and disturbing, I literally did not even feel comfortable enough to describe it to you in this list. However, although I do not recommend looking it up, it does exist in its entirety right now on YouTube. But as always, I want to know, have you seen any of the films on this list? Or are there any other disturbing films that exist that deserve to be on this list? Leave a comment below because I'll be reading through them and I'm going to pin the best one to the top. Thank you guys very much for coming by today. Remember to come by tomorrow and every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I'll have a brand new video for you. I'll see you then.
Alrighty, that was quite the list right there, the top 10 list. A few of these titles I'm familiar with, but a few of these titles I'm familiar with other countdowns that I've seen on the platform. And plus, like I mentioned, there's a few of them that I have seen and other ones that have yet to have seen. And now the last film he mentioned, the Serbian film, I remember watching that as well as the other infamous scene in that movie, which I'm not going to mention at all. Yeah, I was going to let y'all check out the film itself because it's multiple. I think it's multiple versions of a Serbian film because it's how like shocking and disturbing it is. It's like there's an edited version, there's a uncut version, there's an uncut version of it as well. So yeah, good luck trying to find that film as well. It definitely lives up to that title as well, for more ways than one. And also, it just brought me back to when he mentioned Human Centipede. I knew he was gonna mention Human Centipede because I remember seeing that back in college. In 2012 with some friends of mine, we was all discussing when we first seen it, and got me curious about the sequel, and which I haven't seen till more so after when I transferred to East Georgia State College and seen that as well as the third movie. Second movie just takes what was presented in the first film and just takes it to another level with 12 people instead of just 3, and it was merely made for off of that and just seeing how far it can take as far as the subject matter. And third one, like, it's kind of a bland comedy horror thing, and the centipede wasn't even seen till the human centipede, that is made of prisoners, wasn't even shown to like near the end of the movie. So it was kind of trash. Well, of course all the film was trash, but the third one didn't even try. But like I said, I dig the list, and like I mentioned before, and also I like the host. Like Matthew Santoro definitely got a lot of enthusiasm. Makes you just feel disturbed even hearing these titles mentioned and how he describes the films. Gets you wondering as if you want to check them out yourself or avoid them. So yeah, I definitely can vibe with his style of presenting the videos and such. So let me know if there's any videos from his channel you want me to react to in the comment section, or any other countdowns about this type of genre films that have not seen. Post them in the comment section, or any behind the scenes documentaries based on some of these films. Let me know in the comment section as well. Any wrestling vids, songs, music videos, albums, countdowns, movie clips, trailers for upcoming shows, movies, all that, or any interviews you could think of. Let me know in the comment section below. And also be sure to hit that like button, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button as well. And be sure to follow me on social media accounts, which we post in the description box below. And hit up that donation link to my Cash App as well, so you help support your boy on the channel. The road to 1K is still on the way. This your boy Black G92 about to sign off. Holla at your boy. Peace.